cops put a hurting on your ass, man, you know. They really degrade you. White folks don't believe that shit, don't believe cops degrade.
Oh, come on, those beatings, those people are resisting arrest. I'm tired of this harassment of police officers.
Because the police live in your neighborhood, see? And you be knowing them as Officer Timpson.
Hello, Officer Timpson, going bowling tonight? Yes, nice pinto you have.
Niggas don't know them like that. See, white folks get a ticket, they pull over.
Hey, officer, yes, glad to be of help. Here you go.
Nigga got to be talking about, I am reaching into my pocket for my license. Because I don't want to be no motherfucking accident. Police degrade, I don't know, you know, it's awful. You wonder why a nigga don't go completely mad. You know, you do. You get your shit together, you work all week, right? And then you get dressed, you make, maybe say cat make $125, we get $80 if he lucky. Right, and he go out, get clean, be driving with his old lady, going out to a club, and police pull over. Get out of the car, that was a robbery, a nigga looks just like you. All right, put your hands up, take your pants down, spread your cheeks. Now, what nigga feel like having fun after that? Oh, let's just go home, baby. You go home, beat your kids and shit. You gonna take that shit out on somebody.
And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies. We're There's a New Bully. I'm your host, Leroy, a.k.a. the Weed Whacker, with my co-host.
This is Eli, a.k.a. Authority Savage.
Yeah, and we are back with another episode, and I guess we're starting to finally get the hang of this thing, so everybody appreciate you sticking us for what we like to call OG After Dark, you know. And yeah, we're just coming back with another episode, and Eli, you know what? I'm feeling a little bit better this week than we did last week. I think last week we did a little bit of ranting, but this time, hold up, let me go back.
Yeah, things are calming down. You know, not as stressed out as I was.
Yeah, especially since you're in like the epicenter. You're at ground zero right now.
Yeah, things are calming down. Things are opening back up. You know.
So that's a good thing. So the main thing we want to do is talk about. Oh shit! Nope, we're gonna go back here. I can't see. Yeah, that's what we're looking for right there. So main thing we want to talk about here is simply going to start because, like I said, we always like to address the elephant in the room before we actually talk about it. Because here's the thing: this episode is probably going to be our blackest episode we've ever done, even blacker than our Black Panther episode. That episode is going to look like a episode of Hee Haw. So we're really going to go into it here. You have heed your last haw. I think I don't want to get that joke. Anyway, so like I said, there's been a whole bunch. At first, the beginning of the week, there was like a bunch of protests, riots, you know, people in the street. And it's still some of that's been going on. But this weekend, Eli, it's actually been a little bit calmer. We've actually had protests all around the world. Now, all around the world. Like people in Britain and Australia have been protesting Black Lives Matter, saying stuff like that. So they said when they did all the numbers thing like that, they're saying that this protest that happened this weekend was probably one of the largest unified civil rights protests in the history of the world. Because you got everybody, you know, saying something, putting input in it. So I'm thinking that's actually pretty cool. Funny thing is that even though it's a protest about police brutality, for some reason the police can't stop having police brutality in a police brutality protest. You saw the 70-year-old guy got his ass beat. You're on TV, guys. Don't do that. I even saw a report, not even a report. He filmed it. John Cusack was filming somebody getting his ass whooped with his own camera. The police turned around and kicked his ass. It's on his Facebook page. You can just check it out and see that right now. It's actually like, you know, this guy's famous, right? So
yeah, my brother brought his kids, you know, because he lives like right down the street from, you know, the Minneapolis 3rd Precinct, like where the shit happened, where the shit started.
Right.
And he brought his kids. This is before everything started burning, when they were just shooting tear gas and rubber bullets. He brought his kids down there. I'm like, what the hell? What are you bringing your kids down
Right.
there
Especially
for?
when you're seeing all this crazy stuff that's going on right now. People getting
He's
shot.
like, I don't know it's going to be violent. It's like, when is an anti-police brutality protest not violent?
Right. We'll show you brutality. So like this is the time you think the police would be on their best behavior, but nope, they're just out there just beating the shit out of people. So this is the shit they're doing on camera. So imagine what they're doing when no cameras are watching.
Oh yeah, like that shit in Buffalo. They tried to say that old man tripped.
Right.
They got it on video.
They had it on video. Like that's the thing. Cameras are everywhere now. You can't get away with this stuff. Now let's wrap this back into but I won't say comics, but as far as like sci-fi fantasy, our realm as much as we can. Nerd shit. Yeah, just call it what it is. So the thing is, what we have is that with all these protests going on, your boy, John Boyega, the Black Stormtrooper. Let's put us both on there. Boom. Ooh, look at that. We got production. Okay. So your boy John Boyega is out here protesting also. And not only was he out there protesting, he was on Twitter just going to fuck off on people. Because like I said, he's on his Twitter page based on Black Lives Matter. And I'm not gonna say Star Wars fans, but a bunch of Star Wars fans came on this post saying all lives matters.
Of course. So he
individually cussed each one of them out. But your kids are watching your Twitter page, and he'd be like, "Fuck them kids," So I was shocked. I'm gonna say I was not shocked, but what shocked me is that Star Wars and Disney actually got behind him. Mm-hmm. They actually was like, we support John Boyega. I'm like, you support him? All the shit he was saying about you specifically? Because he's done with Star Wars now. So he can say whatever he wants to about these movies now, and he's just letting Star Wars and Disney have it. He doesn't like the way they wrote his character. He don't like the way they shoehorn him. He don't like the way Rey was OP. He just went the fuck off. And anytime a Star Wars fan says something about him, he shits on them. So the fact that Disney, got behind him and said they support his, for the Black Lives Matter movie he's jumping in, that actually says a lot to Disney. Eli, we give Disney a lot of shit. And I think we're the only people on the internet that actually ever gives Disney shit.
Yeah.
Because we're the only ones not getting paid from them. Now, once we get a check, oh, shit, we love Disney. Disney, just come on time. So the thing is, the reason we give them shit because John Boyega is a talented actor. Oscar Isaac won like Academy Award yet? If he hasn't, he should have.
Yeah, he's been around.
Yeah, he's been around. He kills everything he's in. But the thing is, they put these actors in there, and they don't do anything with them. They sideline them. They almost feel like diversity hires. Almost feel like tokenism.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So not to say that John Boyega is a token or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure he signed on thinking he was going to have a meaty role, especially in that first movie where they really, really put him in all the promotion. Like I didn't even see Rey in the promotion in the first movie.
Yeah, he was the very first trailer. It was him. He was the first thing you saw. He was a black stormtrooper, and everybody flipped the fuck out. And,
oh no, the sky's falling.
But that's I blame the writers. They the way they handled the trilogy, it wasn't planned out the way it should. But yeah, hopefully Disney sticks to their guns, and maybe next time another Star Wars movie comes out, they'll let the black guy on the poster in China. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's what I was just about to say. He was everywhere except China.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm giving Disney some credit for that. I'm giving Disney some credit for actually going out there and supporting him, even though it doesn't really like monetarily benefit them at all. But it's a good thing. And the funny thing is about it, Eli, is like every business has kind of like jumped on this bandwagon. Like I've been getting emails left and right just talking about something. We support Black Lives Matter. We support Black Lives Matter. Best Buy and my tire shop and everything like that. I'm like, okay.
Amazon's got a heading on their thing right now. You log in at Prime and they got a Black Lives Matter. We support Black Lives Matter, and all these free movies we can watch for free.
Oh, we didn't talk about that. Yeah, there's actually a free movie out right now. What's that movie? Eli, what's the name of the movie?
Mercy.
Just Mercy.
Just Mercy.
Just Mercy. Because like I said, we bring you the news. So if you're on video on demand right now, if you want to see Just Mercy, which is the Michael B. Jordan and Jamie Foxx, and I think Brie Larson's in it. I think
Brie Larson, yeah.
Maybe. Okay. If you wanted to see that, it's free online on every single video on demand site right now. Amazon, iTunes, Vudu. Movie Plus, Google Play, whatever you want to see, it's there. Go download it, look at it. I haven't seen it. Eli, did you get a chance to see it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I need to know. All right. I know my mom was just going crazy over saying I need to watch the movie, but my mom,
It's a bummer. Yes, it's a bummer. That's all you need.
That's the thing. It's the thing. It's like, do I really want to sit through that and sit through another depressed movie? Like, I get it. I understand that a movie like that needs to be made because we need to understand its story. But do I really want to sit there and be depressed? Now, if you do,
not right now. I didn't need it that then,
right?
Especially what's been going on lately. I was like, I didn't need to watch that right now.
Right. Like maybe when I'm in a better mood, then I go back and watch. Look, I have it. Look, I downloaded it. There's a 48-hour rental, purchase thing. So you got about a month to watch it before that you can't see it anymore. So eventually I will get around to doing it.
Yeah, maybe I should have chose a night to watch it when the National Guard isn't patrolling the neighborhood.
Right. Oh, Eli, we got to talk about that too. Okay, because you're, like I said, you're at ground zero right now. I heard this crazy ass report that Minneapolis is trying to disband the police department.
Oh yeah. They're voting to defund it, to stop putting money into it and start. They've already University of Minnesota, Minneapolis Public Schools, the Parks and Rec, they're all starting to cut ties with the Minneapolis Police Department. And so they're talking about moving funding away from the Minneapolis PD towards more social programs, which,
Okay. Okay. Does that scare anybody other than me? I understand we're in a crazy time right now.
I don't think they're going to I think they're talking about some sort of police reform. I don't think they're just going to get rid of the police department. And
I'm just saying, we seen Mad Max. I mean, we know what the Wild Wild West is like with no cops. I can see Eli right now. There's no cops walking into any place, open carry. You stepped on my shoes. Let's just go outside, just shoot each other.
Take my white glove off and slap them.
Right. I challenge you to a duel. No, man, I'm not trying to live in the Wild Wild West anymore, man.
No, they're not talking about no police. They're talking about police reform and moving the funds away, and they're cutting ties. And
Eli, be honest, don't you want to just tell a guy you apologize to my horse? Oh man, that's why I heard that news, and I think it may be sensationalism going on right now. Maybe it's not as crazy as they're making it sound, but it just make it sound like, it's just anarchy, just disband the government, just like Bane in The Dark Knight Returns, the
people. No, I don't think it's going to be like the Wild West. I think they're just talking about revamping the maybe localized police, community policing, people from the community policing the community, and not these douchebags from the suburbs who come to the hood and think it's an NWA song.
Right.
And,
it's
more
not target practice,
Yeah. Because that's been going on for decades and everywhere. So they're just making steps.
I'm curious to see how that goes. That's just a wow thing.
I mean, what are they going to do? Bring the military in? I don't want a military state either.
Right. That'd be even worse.
Yeah. So I think right now they're just talking about defunding it. Taking the funds away. Because I read a report, there's been $3 million of settlements that the state has paid out because of cases against the Minneapolis Police Department, for their misconduct, so we're basically paying them. We're paying for their fuck ups, and the police are assholes, and we got to pay for it. Not only do they beat us, and
they get paid for it and maybe get a vacation,
treat us like shit and treat us all like threats and criminals, then we got to pay for their doing so too. So it's
right. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen in the next few months. And let's think about it. We've had some people say protests don't work, but so far, all 4 of those officers have been arrested when they weren't the case last week. The charges have been up from 3rd degree to 2nd degree. Money is getting funded to more programs nowadays. And then, we're talking about the reform with the police department. So protests are working. People say they don't work, but they seem to be working.
And in the 2 weeks since this has happened, what has happened, it is pretty amazing.
It's been some rough spots in there, but it's just amazing. Like I said, when we look back at 2020, this is going to be another milestone moment that works, Oh, one more thing about it. Like I said, I've been getting so much. I do want to debunk one thing, and I know everybody's happy about this. But there is one thing. There's one company that is not supporting Black Lives Matter, and I want to put this rumor to bed. Pornhub. There's this rumor going around, and I don't even know if I can show this or not. We might get banned or some shit like that, but I just put it on there. There's a rumor going around that Pornhub is basically saying that for the week of June, this week of June, to support Black Lives Matter, only the Ebony section will be available. I want to report to you that this is false. Okay. I know this because I've done the research 3 or 4 times a day. So yeah, that is false. That is not a thing. Oh,
I would not have minded. Yeah.
I mean, you know what? That would, now that somebody has made that joke and done that, they should do that. If nothing else, for promotion. Open up a new fan base. I'm no longer racist.
I want to see the internet dumpster fire from them doing that. I want to see people flipping the fuck out over it.
Oh man, you just want to see the world burn.
I do. That would be hilarious. That porn sucks now, anyways, man. It sucks. It's all.
That's why you gotta watch the '70s shit, man. The '70s shit's
Man.
classic.
Yeah, '80s muff. That's all I need, man.
Exactly.
I'm sick of this like millennial stepmom shit. Can't stand that shit.
Right. Everybody shaved everywhere now. I can't keep up with that shit.
I reverted back to a 12-year-old. Just give me some stills. That's all. I'm good, man.
Just a JPEG.
That's all I need, man.
I don't need a 4K UHD HDR video.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah. What are we talking about? Oh, yeah. If we talk about it, can we move on to the next part of the podcast? I like this because this is a lot more upbeat than what it was last week. Last week, it was just like, how do we transition? But now, I'm feeling a little bit better about it. So can we transition? Because this is some other breaking big news that happened like in the nerd world. Can we get to it, Eli?
Let's do it.
This is huge. And this might take me time to break this down. So, where are we? This? Nope. That. I'm sorry. I'm still learning this thing. Fucking up, still fucking up. We'll do that. Okay. So the next big news for a lot of people that don't really give a shit what's going on, but I'll break this shit down to you. So huge news. This is the biggest comic book news of 2020. And the news is that DC has cut ties with Diamond Distribution. Now, some people are freaking the fuck out. Oh no, the end is not. And other people that don't follow this shit is like, okay, So I'm gonna just break this shit
DC?
down. Right.
Washington, D.C.?
Oh, the one to make those shitty movies? Like, no, okay. I mean, yes, but still. So let's just break down exactly what that means, that the fact that DC has cut ties with Diamond Distribution. Now, if you've been following this podcast, I don't know who's been following this podcast, we've been breaking down the news that for the last 2 or 3 months that the distribution company, the one distribution company that supplies every single local comic book shop in the country has been shut down. So since they've been shut down, no comic book shop in the country for the last 3 months have been able to get new comics, period, done. So the industry has been dead. That's why we've been doing retro books for like the last 2 or 3 months, because there's no new books to review. So we have to be pragmatic in our time to just find out exactly what's going on. So not Disney, that villains. DC said, fuck this shit. We're going to break away from this abusive relationship that Diamond has been doing, and we're going to get our own distribution company. So they have 2 distribution companies, one on the east side, one on the west side. So if something happens to one of them, they'll still be okay. And they've completely broken away from Diamond. Now, the problem is you got a bunch of, I'm not going to talk bad about them. I'm just say the local comic book shops are not taking it very lightly. They are kind of upset about this. Basically, the way that they've been conducting business for the last 25 years has just been uprooted. And they don't even know if they can even do business with these new distribution companies they have. So, and on top of that, the distribution company that are supplying their company has just lost 30% of their business, because DC makes up 30% of the comic industry. Mm-hmm. So that's a huge market. And if they take away 30% of their business, they don't know if they can sustain the other 70% of the business, because they're already broke. They're already making back payments and loans with other people. So let's break this shit down to make it make sense to people. Why would DC want to break away from this partnership that has been working? Well, for one thing, because it hadn't been working. The comic industry is in a free fall right now. The comic industry is not making money. And a lot of people say it's not making money mainly because of diamond distribution. Now, Eli, I'm going to take this back to you. Do you remember when comics used to be sold everywhere? In the grocery store, at Walmart, at Walgreens, at North Barnes & Noble, stuff like that? Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. That was around the 90-ish, the 80s, 70s, whatever like that. Then all of a sudden, boom, you didn't see it anymore. You didn't see comics anywhere. The reason that happened is because DC signed an exclusive deal with Diamond about 25 years ago. And I'm pretty sure Marvel followed suit also. So you pretty much had the largest two comic companies in the world signing a distribution deal where only the local comic book shops could sell their new books. Nobody else could sell them. So they had to snatch them out the grocery store, snatch them out of Walmart, snatch them out of Walgreens, blah, 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 whatever like that. Funny thing about it, Eli, when I started doing the numbers and started, putting two and two together, around the time they sold, around that exclusive deal with Diamond was around the same time the comic book industry collapsed. So you can almost blame Diamond distribution for the collapse of the comic book industry that has never recovered to this day. It's all connected because you had comic books everywhere. Now you can get them at one spot. Now there's only like maybe 2,000 local comic book shops in the country altogether. And so even if I wanted to read a comic book, and go somewhere and actually put it in my hands, I have to find a comic book shop, which for some people isn't an option. A comic book shop locally may be an hour away, 2 hours away, 3 hours away, and they can't get it because it's nowhere near them. So you just, cutting out that business right there. That only benefits people that live in, big cities or have places that can sustain a local comic book shop, which that may not even be the case, but they're closing out left and right. So here's the thing. Everything that's going on with DC right now, everything that we heard about the Snyder Cut and this shit right here, it's coming from the top. When I mean from the top, it's not coming from Warner Brothers. It's coming from AT&T. AT&T are not comic guys. They are from outside of the business. But they're looking into this business and they're asking questions. Why the fuck is this business run this way? Can somebody answer that? And Dan Didio just like, okay, get the fuck out. Throw his ass out of here. So nobody can explain to AT&T why the comic industry is ran the way it's ran. The only people that are campaigning this shit are the local comic book shops. Why? Because they share the monopoly with Diamond Distribution. They're in cahoots with each other. They're just eating like fat hogs on the slop, in the pig pen. But now DC is like, this is no way to run a business. We have been bleeding money for 25 years. We have to do something different. Now people are saying that digital is the future. Digital is not the future. We know that firsthand digital is not the future because DC Universe is giving away 20,000 issues of comics for $7 a month. And people are saying it's too high. Don't give a fuck. I tell people all the time, I got DC Universe. I'm not buying it. I'm just waiting for HBO to sign them. But what about the comics? So I don't give a fuck about the comics, So that's not a selling point for them. You can give people this shit and they're still not going to read it. It's still not a selling point for them. That's the world we live in now. This isn't the 80s and the 90s. So you can't run your business the same way you ran it in the 80s and 90s, especially when it didn't work like that in the 80s and 90s. It's 2020. We live in a post-COVID world. This is like post-crisis or whatever you want to call it. So it's a different world. So DC has to do what's best for DC. DC cannot kiss the local comic book shop's ass if it's going to cost them money. They have to do something in their own best interest. And what they did, yes, it's going to affect everybody. It's affecting Marvel. It's affecting Valiant, Image, everybody else. It's affecting the entire comic book industry because 30% of the business just went away and just went somewhere else. So Marvel is going to have to respond and react some kind of way. Yes, they're leading the charge in this, but they can't support Diamond by themselves. Diamond couldn't even support them with both of them together. So they can't, damn sure can't support Marvel by themselves. So if they can't support them, the local comic book shops are going to have to adapt. How? I do not know. I don't have the answer for this. What DC just did is a seismic shift in the industry right now. They could either actually get the comic book industry out of the funk it's been in for the last 25 years and save it, or they could tank the entire industry with them. And AT&T could just write this shit off as a loss and just move on to something and just make Harry Potter movies for the rest of their lives. You know, we don't know what's going to happen from this. Nobody knows the answers. So everybody's saying and theorizing and posturing on what might happen. You do not know. None of us know. We're just going to have to just ride this bad boy out and to see what happens. For all we know, DC might say, we fucked up and come crawling back to Diamond Distribution like, you know, like a bad housewife that, you know, that can't find anybody better than their abusive boyfriend, you know. And then you're going to have Diamond just, you know, standing there on the stoop just like, trying to think what he said. Couldn't live with your own failure. What did it bring you? Back to me. So it might happen. We don't know. Yeah. Anything you want to add on it, Eli? I know I was just rambling. But
well, I mean, my comic book store shut down, so I'm digital now, so I guess I don't really care either way.
And that's the thing. And I know I keep talking about digital this, digital that. I'm not saying that digital needs to be the end all be all. I'm not saying anything needs to be end all be all. The local comic book shops don't need to be the end all be all, and they have been for the last 25 years, and that's why the comic book industry is in the shape it's in right now.
Yeah,
things need to change.
And I get it. I was bummed when my comic book store shut down. You know, that was my weekly hangout. I go get my shit, hang out with the, you know, with the fellow nerds and shoot the shit for a little bit. And yes, there's like this camaraderie, this community of geeks that gather at these comic book stores. But come on, you couldn't bank. We had superheroes were in vogue for a decade. Marvel, the MCU, made comic book superheroes the height of their popularity for a decade, and comic books could not cash in on that. Right. You know, what the hell? Because this ain't coming back. That's done. I mean, like we said, I mean, now that, you know, Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans ain't in the MCU anymore. I mean, we've hit the plateau. We're not going to see that success anymore. So they couldn't, if the comic book industry couldn't cash in on the biggest nerd trend of all time, what the hell?
Right. And especially when the time it was now.
Yeah. And we could blame it on the asshole comic book nerds who, oh, you noob, you like Harley Quinn, you like Deadpool, you suck, you're stupid. You know, whatever. You know, you want your comic book store to fucking thrive. Don't be dicks when new people come in. And I'm not saying everybody's dicks, but I've seen comic book clerks act like the comic book guy on The Simpsons.
Right. I mean, we can't be gatekeepers. That's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't have the answers.
We don't have the answers. All we know is that I said this before, that a change needs to be made. DC made a change. They made a gamble. We don't know how this gamble is going to pay off, but it is a gamble. It's going to be interesting to see in the next few months what's happening. Because the thing is, Eli,
and what, a comic book store can't get another vendor? Like, dude, you know, comic book stores. My comic book store sold candy bars and soda pop.
Right.
Those candy bars and soda pop didn't come from Diamond Distribution. So it is possible for a shop to buy from multiple vendors. So quit your bitching.
I'm just saying that, yes, the comic book, local comic shops, what I've been seeing online, they're acting like babies. You know, oh, we're going to boycott DC. No, the fuck you're not going to boycott DC. Somebody's going to walk into your shop and they're going to ask for a Batman comic and you're going to tell them we don't sell Batman anymore? The fuck out of here, man. So stop your bitching, stop your whining. Go ahead and make up with DC and work out whatever deal that they're trying to get you so you can get these new books in. So let's just stop this bitch and just move on with business as usual. It's a change, accept the change. It needs to change. It can't stay the same way it was before. So what, you're competing with Walmart again? It's called competition. Shit.
The reason why we didn't get comics for the past 3 months is because Diamond shut down.
Right. For no reason whatsoever. They just shut down. We couldn't do anything, you know. Yeah. And there's no reason. And here's the thing, Eli, I actually realized that Diamond Distribution had a monopoly because the courts ruled that, well, since they don't have a control over all books, it's not a monopoly. Just comic books. It's okay. Man. It's fucked, man. The whole thing is fucked. That's all I'm saying. Can we move on past that?
Sure.
We've been just rambling. I think we need to just move into it, Eli. I think we need to move into the book of the week. Okay. We never told. I think we just had a conversation about what the book of the week is going to be, but I think we need to explain to everybody else what the book of the week is. And let me see if I can get this information out of here. Yeah. So the book of the week is actually a Kickstarter book. That's the thing. We don't do a lot of indie books on here, and that's completely my fault because Eli has been championing indie books for the longest, and I'm just not been paying attention. So
Yeah,
I'm trying.
You're the DC fan.
I'm not gonna say the DC fan. I'm a DC Marvel guy, even though I don't really do a whole lot of Marvel on here. The only reason I do that because people just bash DC so much. I feel like I have to take up for them. I have to defend them a lot of times. But anyway,
I like Batman. Yeah, I like Batman.
You like Batman, and that's about it. But I'll go out my way and try to do other books that I find of it. Anyway, but the book we're going to do this week is called Boom. It's called Black. That's the thing. So let's give some detail on the book Black. So Black is, let me see if I can do that. I don't like that. I like that. Let's go that. Book is a Kickstarter funded book in 2016. And here's the thing. Kickstarter is actually like the new wave of what comic book creators are doing right now. Because Diamond, and I hate to keep bringing back Diamond. Diamond is so fucked that indie comics have a hard time even getting into with Diamond to get their books into the local comic book stores. So the only way to get their books out is to do Kickstarter and crowdfunding and GoFundMe, things like that, to just get their books directly to the masses. Black was one of those books that did that. They started a Kickstarter fund. It was a bunch of guys. Some guys came from Marvel. Some guys came from DC. Just decided to tell a book. And here's the premise of this comic book. And here's the very important why we're doing it in the climate that we're in right now. The premise of the book is, what if every Black person in the world had superpowers? That's the premise. And you look at it, you're just like, I never thought about that. Well, people have thought about that. Stan Lee thought about that. Chris Claremont thought about that. The X-Men thought about that. But they use subtext and metaphors, and analogies with it. This is taking away all the subtext, all the analogies. It's just like, no. But what if the Black people were mutants?
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what this book is right now. Like I said, and another reason I wanted to review this book, and I actually bought this book because all the proceeds to this book that have been sold for this month, and I think maybe next month also, are going to Black Lives Matter. So I feel like I'm doing my due diligence and doing my part to go ahead and buy this book and review it. So I'm not gonna just break the book down because I do want people to go out and search for this book and there's all kind of sequel issues, things like that. But we'll talk about that later on. So let's go ahead and break this bad boy down. So let's go back to it. So basically, what we're doing is the book is actually told through at least the first issue. It's told through the narration of Officer Waters. Jennifer Waters is what her name is, and she's been interrogated. Let's see if I can go back to that issue. She's been interrogated by an agent named Agent Adams. Agent Adams works for the government. She wants to know what happened. So this is a flashback. What happened? So the flashback happens that they're in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Jennifer Waters, Officer Waters, is doing her routine, through the police, through the neighborhood. Cause like I say, she's a police officer, and she gets an APB saying that there was a robbery going on with 3 Black kids. They're all wearing T-shirts and basketball shorts, and they're in their early 20s. And she's just like, okay, that's pretty much every Black kid in Bed-Stuy. So she sees 3 Black kids just walking around, looking, just came from playing a basketball game. They get surrounded by like 5 police cars, all of nowhere. They all get guns pulled on them. And one of the kids gets scared. And when the kid gets scared, he takes off running. The one with the dreads try to stop him from running. And then what happens is exactly what you think is going to happen. We've been seeing all of the news. They all get shot down. So because one ran, they all get shot. So what happens later on from that is that, okay, all the kids are dead, but one of the kids wakes up and survives. I should just keep it on it, but I'll go from there. So one of the kids that survived. This kid's name is Kareem Jenkins. So Kareem Jenkins is our main character throughout this story. Even though it's being told through Officer Waters, Kareem Jenkins is the main character. Kareem Jenkins wakes up, doesn't know what the hell happened. He's got bandages all over him, but all his wounds healed. He jumps out of the EMT, runs across the street. The police see him running, so they just start chasing him, running after him everywhere he's going. And he goes into this in this building to hide away, and he runs into this other guy called Juncture. Juncture is like the mentor of the group. He's the Obi-Wan, or the Professor X. The Morpheus, Professor X, whatever magical Negro trope you want to put on there, that's him.
Zordon. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Zordon from the Power Rangers?
From Power Rangers? You asking the wrong guy. Where's Gomer when you need him? Anyway, there's Juncture right there. So Juncture is the mentor of the Obi-Wan, the whatever of the group. And he knows exactly who Kareem is, where Kareem is going. He's just like, yeah, the police officer coming after you, that's just a distraction for the real people that's after you. So you got a decision to make. You're either going to come with me or you're going to take your chance with the police. What you going to do? And he's like, well, I'm going to come with you. So he goes with him. And then he takes him to this place called the Projects. Now they get teleported to this building called the Projects. The Projects is apparently this network of where he takes people with superpowers, bring them here, train them, do a kind of thing like that, and give them sanctuary basically. And Kareem just asks, okay, so what am I? What do I do? Okay, so here's the thing. Apparently, some people in the world have, like, everybody has quarks. They call these things called quarks, which is basically the things that break down, I don't know, science, whatever.
Your DNA, yeah.
Your DNA, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Some people have it where
midi-chlorians, yeah.
Midi-chlorians, the force, the spirit, whatever the fuck you want to call it, chakra, whatever you want to call it. They have it where some people it manifests as differently. The X gene, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Should we do a counter? Should we do a counter for every X trope we hear in this book?
Every X-Men reference?
Yeah, every X-Men trope that we see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's one.
Yeah.
So they have
The Projects is Professor Xavier's
the mansion or the danger room, whatever you want to call it. It's all those things.
Yeah.
Okay. So apparently some people it manifests differently where it gives them powers depending on how the quarks turn out. Some people fire, ice, claws, what the fuck ever, Phoenix, and he's actually, are you interested? Do you want to do it? He's like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to do it. Okay. What if I told you this? The quarks only develop in black people. He's like, okay, now you have my attention. Now I'm interested. So that's the thing. So when he tells him that, because basically he's telling him that only black people can, get their quarks. Basically what he's saying is that in this world, however you want to say it, all black people have superpowers, basically.
Yeah. Now,
some have higher potential than others. Some that may explain, the Michael Jordans of the world, Tiger Woods, Serena Williams, the Bo Jacksons, those guys. But also if they have a 3% higher quark rate, then that's when they become, the X-Men and Storm and Bishop and T'Challa, whatever the fuck ever, that's when they get all these crazy ass powers. So he's been training with them for 3 months. And apparently they're starting to figure out what his quarks are. So he's the most powerful whatever they've ever seen before, because of course he is. That's one thing I want to talk about Kareem Jenkins. Kareem
Neo. He's the one.
He's the one. He's a Mary Sue. Yeah. Now, everybody keeps talking about what is a Mary Sue. He is the definition of a Mary Sue. Now, reason people call Ray as a Mary Sue, because first trope of a Mary Sue is that you have to be an orphan. He's an orphan. They don't explain it why. They just toss away and that's it. Also, you have to be the teacher's pet. The best, the mentor has to be, your favorite. So out of all the students, every student he ever had, Juncture, finds Jenkins his favorite, just like, with Luke and Ray and whatever the fuck like that. What else a trope of? Oh, they're always either the most powerful with the least amount of training, or they always save the day with the least amount of training. And they usually almost never get hurt. Like, can you imagine Ray even getting a scratch on her? Same way with Kareem Jenkins. So that's the thing about a Mary Sue. Mary Sue, when you spot him, you see him. Honestly, I think Spider-Man in the MCU was a Mary Sue. I mean, you want to talk Tony Stark, his mentor, the teacher's pet, least amount of training, does the most damage, all of a sudden. Yes, Spider-Man was definitely a Mary Sue in the MCU. But anyway, let's keep going on with that. Anyway, let's go to our bad guy of the story. So our bad guy name is, what else would he be named? His name is Man. The Man.
Yeah.
The Man. That's of course he'd be the bad guy. So Man, I think his name is Theodore Mann. Theodore Mann is a trillionaire. Now keep in mind, this is back in 2016. There were no trillionaires yet. This is before Jeff Bezos read this comic. It was like, you know what? Maybe I should do that. So he's basically saying that he owns everything. He's social media, weapons, whatever. He got government contracts, stuff like that. And he basically is, taking over the world. And he's trying to saying that I can not only see the future, I'm doing my best to ensure the future. So while he's doing all this, he gets under attack by a terrorist organization. Now, here's the thing. Now, this terrorist organization is not connected with Juncture. It is a completely separate third party in there. And this third party is ran by a terrorist leader named O. Nobody knows who O is. We don't see what O looks like, but O is wreaking havoc on, man's organization right now. So they'll come back later on. Meanwhile, now that Jenkins has been training for 3 months, Juncture feels like he's ready to go into the field. So he puts him in the field, takes him to Louisiana. He teams up with some other people that are in Louisiana, like this transgender named Swerve. I think that's a play on words, but we're not going to go there. Bass, whose superpower is to, like, what's that dude's name? Black Bolt? She like Black Bolt.
Yeah, scream really loud.
Yeah. Okay. So they go to New Orleans or somewhere in Louisiana, in backwoods Louisiana, and they find a black dude getting tied up by a bunch of rednecks. Because apparently what happened, they blame him for burning or trying to burn their house down. So they set him on fire. He's just on fire, and before Agent Man gets there, like I said, Agent Adams. Agent Adams worked for Theodore Mann, so she's one of his agents. And also this big bruiser-looking dude named Agent Washington. Notice how the agents are named after presidents that own slaves.
There's a lot of like historical references in there.
There are a lot of historical references. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss any, but there's so many of them. I'm gonna miss a few of them. So I'm trying to, because it was actually a pretty cool poster. Anyway, I'll keep going past that. Anyway, they set the dude on fire, the black boy on fire. Agent Adams said, release him. Like, how are we going to release him? He's already set on fire. Like, no, he's not. Turn around and look. So you turn around and look, and not only is the black boy still alive, he actually has fire powers. So his fire powers manifest, and he just starts fucking up these rednecks, just start beating the shit out of them, killing them left and right, stuff like that. So before they can do that, that's when Jenkins' team should, and Jenkins has a nickname now. Should we do a counter? Okay, so his nickname, his call sign is X.
X. Yeah.
Right. Like they're not even pretending. They're just like, fuck it. But it's a double play. It's a double play on words, because not only is it maybe by the X-Men, but say by Malcolm X, because Malcolm X changed the name because like every other, Black Muslim time was changing the name Muhammad Ali or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He's like, my history is unknown. So that's what I'm going to call myself X, because I don't have no trace to my history, my past. So I'm changed my identity. So the same thing what Kareem Jenkins did. I have no connection with my identity. I'm choosing a new identity. My name is X. So, and we didn't talk about X's power. X's power is everything. Like I said, he's a Mary Sue. He can do anything.
He keeps finding out. We keep finding out he's got a new power. Every problem he gets into, he's got a superpower to solve.
He has a new power almost every other panel. And it's a power that nobody's ever seen before. And everybody's like, how the fuck is he doing that? He's just doing it. He's bulletproof. He's super fast. All kind of shit. Just whatever. But like I said, he's untrained. So that's the thing. But so you got the fire dude just fucking everybody up. Kareem is the only person who can stop him because, like I said, he's got powers all across, but he can just grab him and just punch him and knock him unconscious, stuff like that. So while they take the fire dude back to their base, Agent Adams, is talking to the rednecks, and the rednecks is just like, man, you leave that shit that just happened? Crazy black dude just set us up on fire and just, came through here. And Agent Adams, boom, shoots him in the back of the head. Well, in the front of the head. Why? Because they can't have crazy rednecks seeing superpowered black people run around. Why they don't want this? Because they want to make sure it stays a secret. That's why they're doing all this, killing black people, hunting black people, throwing black people in jail, stuff like that, so they can catch them later on and do experiments on them. Because they know all black people have superpowers. But what they don't know is how to get the powers out of the black people, put them in everybody else. So that's why they keep experimenting on them. But that's another story for another time. So we get back to the main base. And here's the thing, I'm trying to think what the main base. The main base was named Glenn Davis. Was it Glenn Davis? Scott Davis. Shit. I'm going to get roasted for this if I don't remember this. Anyway, the name of the base they're in, I'm going to look this up. I want to say it's Glenn Davis. The name of the base is named after a slave that bought his own freedom and bought his wife and kids into slavery and freed them also. So that's the name of the base where they're at. But anyway, I also want to show you the Star Wars reference right here about how they got the fire dude and put him in like the Luke Skywalker thing. And so the reason what they're doing it is because he's telling his whole backstory. Basically what happened was, and the guy, and Jenkins gives him the name. His name is Cole. And I don't know if that's clever or racist or whatever, but whatever. Okay, so Cole had a brother. His brother was this big NFL player, his big prospect. And of course, when you're a prospect, everybody's looking at you. Everybody wants something from you. And girls get thrown at you left and right, especially white girls. So he got, there was a white girl that's thrown at him. Something happened to that white girl. Maybe she got set on fire. She died, something like that. Even though there was nothing connecting him to the white girl, these rednecks blamed him for that. And they killed him. So like I said, this is pretty much all these stories we talked about, like Emmett Till. This happened before, you know, where, I mean, there's so many stories about athletes getting caught with, you know,
Just Mercy. That was the Just Mercy, basically.
Spoiler alert, Eli.
Yeah.
Like I was gonna watch it anyway.
It's a true story, man.
Yeah, right.
You know?
I can look at it. Like I said, that story is old. That you could just Google anything and you'll see that story over and over again. It happens all the time with athletes. Hell, Kobe Bryant. Shit. But yeah. So the boy, so his brother died, and he set his brother on fire. So what he was about to do, he was about to just burn the whole fucking city down. He's just like, you killed my brother. Everybody got to go. But he was stopped. He was stopped. And we don't know this at the time. He was stopped by O. And I'm trying to see if I can get to that panel where we see it. Yep. Right here. Let's go back to it. Because O has a symbol. And I try to look this symbol up. The symbol is an O, but with like a Naruto sign on or something like that. And basically it's like the symbol, it's like an Ashanti sign for like the symbol of all-knowing God or something. But anyway, it's like, it's a pretty deep reference also. But anyway, O has its terrorist organization. His people are everywhere, basically. So Cole is one of his people, you know. And you know, Kareem is just looking like why do you have him locked up? Why do you not have him free like everybody else? Why is he not joining the team? And Junctions is telling them, because we can't have him out there. First off, the dude is a mass murderer. People looking for him. Even if we do clear his name, all the rednecks that, you know, did this shit to him, they were all dead, so we can't prove anything for him. So we're just gonna keep him locked up. And Kareem said that's kind of screwed up what they're doing. But hey, what else can you do? So Kareem, like I said, he develops another superpower. The superpower he develops is that, and we don't know this at the time, Juncture's superpower is that he can see 3 seconds to the future. Kareem steals that power, but didn't know how he did it. He just steals the power. He can see the future, what's happening. He knows that everything that Juncture is saying is bullshit. Cole is being locked up at the bottom of the base, so he goes down to the base. He sees all these superpowered black people just locked up because Juncture just locked them up. Because he don't want them on the streets, you know, exposing the secret that black people have superpowers. So he's doing whatever they can. So Project is not just a X mansion; it's a prison also. You know, and Kareem is like, I can't do this. So he breaks the people out, and they escape. They leave. You know, and while they leave, like I said, let's go back to Officer Walters. Now she's graduated to Detective Walters now. Now Detective Walters is just sitting at this bodega because she knows the story about this bodega that has been shut down a whole bunch of times. And she thinking if I just sit here long enough, some crazy shit's gonna happen. And guess what? Some crazy shit happened. All the escaped convicts, they teleport out from the project into that New York area bodega right in front of her. While they're doing that, like I said, the man has a government contract. So he has his own team of black supervillains. Now, here's the thing, Eli. Now, we just talked about this earlier today. All skin folk ain't your kinfolk. That's a term I'm going to say on that. Because, yes, all the black people have superpowers, and then they all fighting for the same cause. Some of the blacks that have superpowers are working for the government, trying to catch other blacks with superpowers. Now, we just talked about how blacks turn on each other. Like, what's that chick's name? Candace, fuck ever?
Coles or whatever the fuck her name is.
Yeah, fuck that bitch. Anyway, so... All right, so that's the whole point they're trying to make. It's based in the allegory trying to make that you're going to have some people that, and the X-Men were making the same point with the X-Men version of Brotherhood. Sometimes you're going to have your own people come against you also. So they have some evil black superpowered dudes that work for the government trying to catch these folks also. So they're just this big superpowered battle going on right now. And Eli, I want to show you that because the coolest dude in this book is here, and I can't find him. I need to find him. Anyway, they don't even name, and that's the thing about the book. They don't name a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
Every other page is like a new superhero popping up, and they don't even bother naming them. It's just like sometimes they name them, or sometimes they name them like
there was some Hood Rat and Bass and there was a few names thrown out here and there, but
And there was like this ninja. They never named the ninja. I think the ninja doesn't get named for like the sequel to this book.
The Rastafarian guy turns into a lion, or what was his
That
name?
guy.
Animus or something? Yeah.
No, I
Animus?
just think I don't know if they was like calling him Anima or was his name Lion. Anyway, he's the coolest dude in the book. I love that fucking lion. Maybe
Yeah.
because let's just watch this dude. Let's watch this shit. I gotta put this shit. I'm breaking this shit down. That lion is the fucking coolest thing in this fucking book. I guess because he's Black Wolverine. Because, right, with the Jamaican accent. Give this guy a fucking movie, man. Give me something with this guy, because I was like, this book, I was like, it's okay. But when I saw him, like, who the fuck is that? And they never name him. Maybe his name is Lion. Just call him Lion. Fuck it.
Well, he would call out lion. He would say lion, and then he'd get these claws and fangs. But I think they called him Animus. So I wonder if he has like animal powers or some shit.
He definitely does, because he just started lion. He just started fucking people up, man. Eli, I was loving this shit. I was like, I had to read this shit over again because he just look at this shit. He just ripping through fucking people, man. And I was loving this shit the whole time, man. It was like one scene. I'm trying to see the other scene where he just jumps. Yeah, that scene right there where he just jumps after the guy because there was a guy that looked like fucking Night Thrasher or some shit. Everybody in this book is like a ripoff of somebody else, anyway. But he fucking leaps. He sees the guy, leaps after his ass, and stabs the shit out of him like in the fucking sky. I'm like, okay, the fucking coolest dude ever, man. I was loving the lion dude. So give that guy a book. Give his own solo book, movie, cartoon, anything. Michael Jai White, that's your role right there. Okay, since you want to be a superhero so bad. All right, so they're fighting in this bodega, stuff like that. They got the evil government black dudes fighting them. And what happens is that while the fighting is going on, the police car gets blown up and Detective Water gets popped in the head. You know, she gets hit in the head with debris, with ricochet. She wakes up in the project, you know, with Juncture standing over her, and everybody else has been, you know, gone. She don't know what the fuck happened. She got knocked out. And the reason Juncture captured her is because she was the only person they could capture that survived that super battle fight that just happened. So she saw everything that happened. She saw black people fighting with superpowers in the middle of the street. She don't know why it happened. She don't know what the hell is going on, but she wants to know more about it. So Juncture captured her because since she was there, he's trying to see if he can get into her brain and find out where they took Kareem. But like I said, because Kareem got all these crazy ass superpowers, it's basically like they turn into a superhero's arms race over him because they know if they control him, they control the game. So you got Juncture going after him, Theodore Mann going after him, O going after him, and nobody can find him at this moment right now. So he hops into this time where this Cerebro, what we want to call it?
Cerebro.
It's
Yes,
Cerebro.
it's Cerebro.
They call it something else, but fuck it, it's Cerebro because it amplifies his powers and shit like that.
Yeah.
And because his powers is he can see the future in 3 seconds. But if he does this, he can see alternate timelines of what's about to happen. So he sees alternate timeline about where they took him, what may happen to him if they don't get him, who was with them, who might have been with them. He can see all that shit because he Cerebro amplified him, whatever like that, you know. So where is Kareem right now? Kareem is in this this military black site called Negro Muerte, or the Black Death. Negro Muerte.
Yeah.
My accent is a little sloppy. You know.
You gotta roll those R's.
I got negro.
Yeah.
Negro
Muerte.
Muerte. Yeah, Muerte. I'm fucking up. Anyway, Black Death is what it's called in Espanol. Okay. So he goes there, he gets thrown into prison, and while he gets thrown into prison, he turns around and there's another guy in the cell with him that wasn't there before, but there now. And he's like, what the fuck are you? They're like, my name is Overdrive. And they become friends, you know, because he tells them everything that's going on. This site is where they put all the where the government puts all the black people that had superpowers that they find out about them. And when you're locked in here, you're locked in for life. You're like, well, this got to be illegal. Like, it's the government. Who cares if it's illegal? You know, that's what they do, you know. So he throws them. They're in the jail. And then what happens is that Overdrive's trying to tell, you know, what's your name? My name is X. That's what they call me on the outside. X. You're like, okay, your name sucks. But anyway, when we get out of here, those black dudes behind you, they're gonna fuck you up. And they just saying, hey, come here a little bit. You're gonna be my bitch. You're gonna be my girlfriend tonight. You know, just saying all this shit. And then Kareem just starts beating the shit out of a few of them. A few of them start, you know, one of them pull out a shield, a shaft, or whatever. I don't know. I don't want to know. Shank. There you go. That's what they go. They pull it out, try to stab Kareem, but it bounced off of him. And Overdrive sees it. He's like, okay, so his powers are still working. Okay, so at nighttime, you know, when they get thrown into solitary confinement, you know, for fighting, you know, in the middle of it, Overdrive is still able to sneak into, you know, Kareem's prison cell. He's like, look, we getting out of here. How we gonna get out of here? Our powers don't work. Yeah, your powers do work. I saw them when they work. The knife bounced off of you, and plus my powers work the whole time. So let's go down here. So they go down to the basement, and they sneak out and go down to the basement. While they're going out to the basement, Theodore Mann is seeing everything on screen all at the same time. He's letting them escape because he knows that when they escape from what they're about to see, they realize they can't escape. Now, Eli, this is also a term back in slave time called buck breaking. Now, because buck breaking, what it does is, yes, you lock the slave up, but a slave in his mind thinks that he can still escape and still be free. No, you have to mentally break the slave. And that's what they call it, buck breaking. You know, just like with a deer and stuff like that. You know, let them know that when you lock them up in a cage, that you have to let them know that they're in a cage. You know, they can't be free. So they go down to the bottom of this basement and they see all these dead black superpower folks. And it's just like, what the hell is going on here? And that's when Overdrive's trying to tell them, this is what's been going on the whole time. This is why they put us in this black site that we can't get out of, because they're just down here experimenting on us where nobody knows what the hell is going on. And Eli, yes, we know this is a direct analogy to the Tuskegee experiments. You know,
Okay.
where they just experiment on black people, just see whether or not syphilis works and stuff like that. Anyway, they go down and they see a black girl, you know, tied up, and it's just like, she's like, free me. And before they can free her, she dies on the table right there. And then you look at her, they look at her stats on the display screen. She didn't even have powers. So this is like, why the fuck are they doing this shit to people? And they don't even know if they're, you know, if they have powers or not. So while they're doing that, Theodore Mann finally pops up because he knows they were there the whole time. He's just like, look, I only let you guys escape because I just wanted you to mentally be broken, let you know that you can never escape this place. But when you start smashing up my equipment down here, that puts out to that. So Theodore Mann is here. He's got all kind of like, not robots, but like dudes in Iron Man suits, you know, behind him and shit like that. And Sentinels, whatever you want to call them. They're all there. And so Overdrive is just like, yeah, like, Theodore Mann, you fucked up. You let me in here. You're like, I fucked up. Like, you're the one stuck in here with me. You're like, nah, you fucked up. So he pulls out a knife, and you know, Kareem is just like, what the fuck is that knife gonna do, man? You know, so he takes a knife, stabs himself in the arm, you know, pulls out something that he had in the whole time, like a little I don't know, beeper or something small, like a little pill. Anyway, he presses it and it teleports his team in. Damn it, Eli, I can't find the page. I gotta find the page, man.
I got it up right here.
Can you show it? Damn it. Okay, that's it. Yeah, that's it. But you gotta show it before. Anyway,
there's him.
Let me see. I'm gonna get there.
Cutting it out of his arm.
Yeah.
He presses it, and then boom, his team pops up.
Yeah, because this is a part that because before his team pops up. Yep, here we go. I found it. Gotta get back to it because this is actually the last page of boom. Let's go back to it. Okay. So this when he says, you know, like, what the fuck is knife gonna do? He stabs himself in there, pulls out the little thing, and then he tells to him, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is O. So this is the worst secret in the world. This is O, the terrorist that's been going after man the whole time. So he's brought his team in because he found this little beam that teleports people in there. And his team is actually pretty cool. That's the thing. There's some characters in here that's actually got some cool character designs to them. They just don't have anything fleshed out. Like Shifty was pretty cool. Shorty, who's like an Ant-Man type person that can like shrink weapons and shit like that. Beretta is actually a ripoff of a Milestone character. So Beretta's power is that she can pick up any gun and have unlimited ammo and shit like that. That's actually a dude that used to be for the Blood. Actually, the leader of the Blood Syndicate. That's an old book called the Blood Syndicate named Tech 9. Who could also pick up any gun and have unlimited ammo and shit like that. Like, you know, Metal Gear from Solid Snake. Anyway, it's an all-out brawl. Now, while that's going on, Juncture has found out exactly what is going on. And the funny thing about it, like, since they have bases all over the country and all over the world, every base they go to is actually named after a civil rights leader. Like, the Atlanta base is called the King base after Martin Luther King. Birmingham base named after Angela Davis. The Oakland base was named after Huey P. Newton, you know, but they don't need it. It's just like, it's just there, you know, just roll with it, you know. So Junction knows they're going, he calls his team, they go down to the base also. So Junction's team is there, O's team is there, Jink is right in the middle of it, and O is just like, man, I'm finna kill this dude. I'm just finna put him out there. And when, like I said, when Junction finally gets there, Junction sees O, and it turns out, Juncture is O's father. didn't know that O was this terrorist the whole time, fucking up shit like that. But basically, the reason he did that because they see opposite sides of what's going on. Juncture wants to, keep black people in captivity, keep them on the ground, don't want to know anything. Meanwhile, O wants to start a violent revolution. That's what he wants to do. So, and he's thinking if he kills man, is that going to happen? Meanwhile, Kareem and Juncture are trying to stop him from killing man because they realize if you get this black terrorist killing a trillionaire, you know how this is going to end. They're just going to blame just every black person on the planet, and it's going to be an all-out race war. Could be genocide. So they're trying to make sure that they don't kill him because the shit's going to get ugly if they do. While this shit is going on, even more people come out, and then O realize what O doesn't even realize is he has a new power. Because Beretta tells him you need to take your time, so he slows down time. So his power at first that we thought was super speed, but apparently it's way deeper than that. He actually can control time, so he completely stops time to a standstill. He's just walking around, everything just still. He's just walking around. He realized why time is gone because man has already left the building because he's just like, I'm gonna just let this all out war go on. Y'all just kill each other while I go talk to the Prime Minister of Britain. So while always stop time,
he says that black on black crime. He calls it and stuff.
Right, Black Lives Matter, all this shit like that. He really goes there. So while O is going upstairs to go in after man, of course, Kareem, the Mary Sue, turns out he has the exact same power. Out of nowhere, how you get the power, we don't really know. He just all of a sudden just wakes up. Also,
Is he just like sucking powers from everybody? Like everybody?
Well, that's what it seems like. But sometimes, but sometimes he is, sometimes he isn't. Sometimes, like if a person is near him, he can take their power. But sometimes he just activates just new powers that nobody's ever seen. Like this, he's just walking around, just like, hey, cool. And Juncture is telling him, like in slow motion, he's upstairs. So he's telling this shit. So Kareem, hightails it upstairs to trying to stop over getting it. So he moves at super speed up there. O sees, he like, what the fuck? How'd you do that? He like, it doesn't even matter. The point is that Kareem isn't trained in super speed, so O just beats the shit out of him. And even though Kareem has all these crazy ass powers, since he's untrained, O can hit him with so many punches that even breaks his wrist, even though he can stop bullets and fall down to the ground, shit like that. Even, he made him like Flash Megaton punches. I think they said something like if Flash moves his hand at super speed fast, he can knock out Superman or some shit. Whatever. I don't know. Kareem's on the ground. While he's doing that, he's about to go after man, but the thing is, man got a trick up his sleeve. Man actually has a force field that they actually explained earlier that's been his government contract for the longest. And he can stop, O from coming to him. So comes to him, boom, bounces off of him. So nobody can touch man. He's just there. So even if you try to kill him, you can't kill him. Everybody goes back upstairs. There's another fight, breakout, stuff like that. And it turns out that Agent Adams and Agent Washington are robots. So that's how they're able to keep up with all the black superheroes fight right there. So man's team is fighting, O's team is fighting, Juncture team is fighting, Kareem is fighting, and everybody's fighting each other. It's just an all-out war just going on right now, just on the top of the base of this of Negro Muerte. I know I fucked it up, but whatever. Okay. So man's just like, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. I'm ready to end this fight right now. So he pulls out this weapon, like this big ass like laser sword, and he kills Cole. Like I said, Cole has been fighting on Juncture side the whole time. And you got all these other guys like Hood Rat showing up and stuff like that, But anyway, Cole gets taken out by man. And man's just like, you know what? I'm tired of fighting. Y'all just, all these, y'all get on my nerves. This not gonna fight. This fight is boring me. Cole's like, wait, bad guy ain't supposed to win. Shit like that. Like he just fucking the whole fight. He like the fight is over with. Everybody dies. I don't care who it is. And while that is going on, he sees he's just like, you know what? What do you say? These stupid liberals corrupting everybody with Black Lives Matter. Let's go ahead and take out the head or something like that. So he sees O and he takes the sword and is about to, chop O in half. Before he can do that, since Juncture can see into the future, he pushes O out the way. But when he pushes O out the way, he gets his arm chopped off. Trying to see if I can find that. Yeah, here we go. Trying to see it. Boom. He sees him in the way. He pulls the blade out, and before he go it, he sees it coming. Oh, bam, puts him out. That's when arm is gone. That's it. Gonna have to learn to be left-handed or right-handed, one of them. So yeah, so while that's going on, Kareem is just like, I gotta put a stop to this right now. So Kareem is rushing towards him. And I gotta show you this panel too. This last issue was actually like pretty action packed. They actually made like no issue stuff like that.
It's all act. Yeah, it's all action.
It's just all action like that. So he's coming towards him, and he's got the knife. So he's about to put the knife in and go through here like he did through Cole. And all of a sudden, Kareem, because he's a Mary Sue, has new powers. He turns into fucking Naruto and has shadow clones that are all over the place that, you know, attack him all at the same time. You're like, what the fuck? So one of his shadow clones can get through. There's a power that has never been seen or even hinted at in the book before. He just do that shit. One of his shadow clones sneak through and is able to get through, you know, man's bubble. And anyway, he's able to not kill man, but he's able to like slice his harness that masks that bubble around him. So man is beaten, not hurt, not anything. He's just defenseless. His weapons are gone and shit like that. Juncture has no arm, you know, and he's just like, you know what? We was able to beat him without killing him. And the whole time, you know, man is just telling him, y'all think beating me, y'all win? Y'all don't win. You think this prison is your prison? Look, I'm a trillionaire. People like me tell you what to wear, how to talk, how to dress, where to walk. We control everything about you. You can leave this prison, but wherever you go, you're going to be in prison because your skin is your prison. And that's what he said, man, shut the fuck up. Knocks him out, you know. And then, you know, they're trying to make peace. They're trying to make peace with each other, like Juncture and Kareem trying to talk back to side. But like I said, it's Magneto. So Magneto. And he's just telling them, no, there will never be peace between us. Y'all want equality. And they said, no, they want extermination from us. So I will never join y'all. I'm going to always be on my side. And since y'all want to keep us in the dark, y'all can never help us. And like, well, this is shit we need to do. We're like, oh, really? Well, not really, because it turns out that O has had Detective Waters live stream the shit on her iPhone the whole time. So the entire superhero fight with black people going around right now has been exposed to the entire world. The secret about black people have superpowers is out. And that's the exact way O want to do it. Now, why did Waters, turn on them? Because she was mind controlled by the ape dude on the team. Mind grape. You know, he's like a combination of Gorilla Grodd and Beast for some reason. I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, so all the
I thought he was aware. I thought he was, yeah.
No,
so
they call him a
monkey.
They call him a monkey in the book. You know, that's saying because it was one of the,
I was disappointed. I thought he was a werewolf at first, yeah.
I think they did have a werewolf in the book somewhere. I can't remember. But anyway,
I was probably thinking it was Lion, but whatever.
That might have been Lion. Because Lion had like those dreads and shit. I like make that do the thing, man.
Yeah.
Make Lion a thing. Let's hashtag that. So I'm trying to see what's going on right now. So O's playing the whole time. He mind controlled Water. She didn't realize what happened. She realized when she live streamed everything, she realized she really screwed up. So the thing is, this thing has been live streamed. Everybody in the government is under scrutiny because they realized that it was at a black site by the government facility that they've been kidnapping black people and been experimenting on them. So they're trying to see how this goes up. And I think Theater Man has been snitching on people. Like I think the senator or somebody got arrested or some shit like that. You know, some other people high up going on right there. Now they don't say who the president of this story is, but I want to say the president is still Obama.
Yeah, because it's 26. They said the president's a good man.
Yeah, so. The president's a good man. And they say, and we have people on the inside to extract him if we need to. You know, so I know they wouldn't do that for Trump. You know, you know, even though Trump is on the cover of one of the issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Donkey Kong issue where the black man is going through Donkey Kong. We had to escape the police and other gang members and other bullets and Trump. You know, some weird shit going on. But anyway, the book ends with Junction's like.
We just got a comment, but we can address that after that.
Can you read it for me? Boom. Can you read it for me? I'm too far away.
I'm black, and I don't understand why people are freaking out over white versus black situation when last year alone there are more white people killed by cops. Now, yes, but there's more white people than there is black people.
Yes, that's the thing.
So you
got to look at ratio. Yeah.
Yes, it's a bigger pie. Think of it as a piece of pie. You know, yes, there's more white people being killed, but there's more white people while there's less black people, but there's still just as much black people getting killed. So the black people are getting killed at a higher rate than white people.
And then you also got to look at whether or not there's any, accountability for the people getting killed. I think because you have black people getting killed that there's no accountability for. You got cops killing unarmed black people and maybe getting like a month off for vacation and going right back to work. No going to trial, no getting convicted, not even a dock in pay.
Yeah.
That's the thing I did. It's like we understand things happen, but at the same time, there should be some accountability when those things happen. That's all. And this is the stuff that's getting taped.
And we ain't okay with cops killing white people either.
Right. You shouldn't be okay with white people getting killed. That's the thing.
Yeah,
like you got people saying, well, what about all the white people getting killed? Why didn't y'all say anything like that before? Y'all seem to be okay with white people getting killed.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, quit trying to diminish what we're saying. You should be pissed off about that too.
Right. Stop with the what about. If you have to put what about to your argument, that you lost already. No, we're not talking about you, Commenter. I'm sorry. I didn't read it because I'm blind. I can't see that far from the TV. That's why I had Eli read it. But yeah, that's my whole thing right there. So, like I said, one fight at a time. We understand white people shouldn't be getting killed by cops either. The point is, police brutality is something that needs to be addressed. Period. That's why all these changes are going on right now. So, but anyway, we're going into the top. Government officials getting, and since the black superheroes are just out in the street now, they're just fighting, don't care. Extra police brutality has been going against them, so they have the federal government going down and policing them more in the cities that they come from. And they're asking, Kareem, what are you going to do next? Because Kareem is just like, you know what? And, Juncture, like I said, has no arm. His arm is gone. So, because he lost his arm fighting against man, so like that, he's like, so what you gonna do? So Kareem, like, I can't fight with you guys no more. I gotta find my own way, And basically said, I'm the thing because the thing is, I find out what I need to do now. Because at first I was worried about, learning or, that I can't be killed. The point is, I need to be a symbol for other people. I need to be a symbol for injustice and go out there. And that's when he had, nope, I gotta go back. I'm gonna show this panel also, where you're gonna see him putting on the hood, and he finally has his symbol, his X. It's on there. That needs to be a thing, and he just like he's just a black man that can't be killed. Of course, he doesn't say black man, whatever. Like I said, it's 2016, long time ago. But overall, Eli,
the good old days, the good old days.
Oh yeah. So like I said,
back when we were only bitching about BVS. Remember those days?
All we had to worry about was Zack Snyder. That was it. No, Oh yeah. So like I said, that was Black. Let's see if I can pull the book back up. That was the book. I definitely want you to, pick it up for yourself, judge for yourself. There's some more, earlier issues in the book also. Definitely check it out. See what you think about the book for yourself. Eli, I want to get your opinion about it. What do you think of the book as a literary, device? What do you think about it? Like, we understand the social commentary and stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, you know me. I'm not the biggest X-Men fan. I can't stand the X-Men.
Yeah.
But this was the coolest X-Men book ever.
Yeah.
I thought some of it was very powerful. I thought the beginning opening when the kids get shot, I thought I didn't want to see that. Especially, like I'm saying, it's a bad week for this shit.
Right.
I just like, wow, that was very powerful. But then it was very action packed. It was very fast paced. It moved along with a very brisk momentum, a lot of action going on. It did get a little convoluted at times with all the characters and all these different superheroes.
And that's the thing that, I want to interrupt you on that, but that's the thing that got me also, because I think that even though the story, hooked you, the narration of the story kind of threw me off, because you have one panel where it's one character, another panel is completely different character, different scene, and they don't explain it. It's like, boom, that's one scene, bonus scene, then they go back to this scene. It's kind of confusing. I had to read the book twice, like really catch everything that was going on.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have a smooth flow to it when you just read it that first time,
Yeah. I mean, but it touches on basically everything the X-Men, the subtext of the X-Men. This is the X-Men without
subtext. Right.
Yeah, without the subtext. This is X-Men with no subtext.
Right.
So we're getting those same issues, all those social commentary that you see in all the X books right here, just right out in front. Not subtle at all, but I think that's the point. I mean, black people only having superpowers, making them the minority, I thought was brilliant. I, like I said, I'm Native American. There was that movie Blood Quantum.
I was waiting for you to bring it up. Okay, tell everybody about Blood Quantum. Yeah.
Yeah, Blood Quantum is this Native American produced movie, zombie movie about the zombie apocalypse, where Native Americans are immune to the zombie virus. So, and they kind of board up their reservation and kind of like, they're immune and to the outside. So it's got all this, again, political commentary about borders and all that stuff. And yeah, what I was thinking about who should cast Batman. Okay, yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay, we'll come back. We'll come back to that.
Yeah. But shout out to Bat City stuff. Is that what his name is? City?
If we fuck your name, we're sorry.
Okay.
We're blind.
Shout out to him, our only viewer tonight.
The only viewer tonight.
We can't piss this guy off and chase him away.
Right.
We got one. But yeah, I really dig the message. I really dig, especially at the end when O is saying, the revolution is televised. Everybody knows now. Now we can inspire people. Whereas Juncture's like, no, we got to keep people. He wants to protect the people. He's like Martin Luther King. He wants to protect the people, be peaceful. He doesn't want retaliation. He doesn't want any conflict. He wants to keep the people safe. But then there's always like, we're not safe.
Right. That's what you're trying to say. He was just like your actions, just endanger every black person on the planet. And always telling them, black people are already endangered.
Yeah.
At least this let them know the truth,
Yeah, you got a bunch of black people in prison,
Right.
Like, you're locking up your own people, trying to keep them safe. So,
right. They made so many comparisons between man and Juncture. You had to pay attention to it. There's almost two sides of the same coin.
And by once the viral video gets out, that will inspire people to join the cause, which I thought was very powerful. Again, very powerful statement, because that's what we're seeing right now. You said, this is the biggest protest going on of all time, because people finally are waking up. That's what I've been seeing.
People are learning the power that they have, what they see and what the power they do can change.
I'm seeing people I'm seeing people, friends on Facebook, like saying, like, all of a sudden waking up, like, wow, I had no idea that it was this bad, and it's inspire them to do the right thing.
Right. So, and it's okay because, sometimes you live in your own bubble. You can't see past what's going on. But when you actually just stop for a second and look in the shoe, in the shoes of somebody else, you can see, okay, maybe there is something I can do to help out,
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing people getting inspired by other people doing something about it. Everybody going out there and protesting, just standing in solidarity, everybody donating. Like I said, my brother right there in the Little Earth projects in Minneapolis, he's been, they were all like holding down their neighborhood over the past week, protecting it from looters. And then that first weekend when all the fires were starting, there was one of their last grocery store was, they were trying to protect it from getting looted. And then some looters started going in there, and this young Indian kid ran in there to stop them. And then a white guy who saw it from across the street came out to help. And he said, I saw this young guy run in there with no fear to break up this looting. And I felt like I had to help something. So just being inspired by the action of others, the courage of others, that's inspiring. And that's what I thought was a very powerful message.
So, yeah, I agree with you. It's like I said, the thing is that you got these protests going on right now. You seeing white people getting their ass beat at a Black Lives Matter protest right now. So that should tell you what's going on right now.
When they all got in front of the black guy, the guy was the black. I can't remember which city it was in.
Yeah,
I'm getting fucking shivers. She's talking about it. But the black guy was kneeling in front of the riot squad. And it was all tense. They didn't know what they were going to do. And we saw what police were doing to protesters all week.
Right.
They're shooting them in the face with rubber bullets. They're tear gassing them, projectiles.
Aiming at their face, right.
Yeah, right there. We're seeing reporters getting beat up. And there was one black guy sitting in front of the riot squad. And then one of the white guys got up and stood in front of him. And then all the other white people started getting up and stood in a line in front of the black guy. Like, that's, like I said, the courage of one person can inspire others. That's why we read superhero comics.
Exactly.
You
got like one guy with power standing up for people that don't have power against other people with power abusing power. That's pretty much the concept of every superhero story you've ever read. That's all it is.
Like in Spider-Man 2, my favorite Spider-Man movie. Spider-Verse is up there too. But Spider-Man 2, when they're on the subway and they take off his mask, and oh my God, he's just a kid, and the people bring him up, pick him up and stuff,
Call
and then
like
Doc
Jesus.
Ock comes in. You want him? You got to go through us. It's once the people come together, then they can inspire change.
Yeah, it's a powerful message. So yeah, like I said, awesome book. I want to do what we can to just promote. Like I said, we always talk about Marvel, always talk about DC. Indie books need love too, because honestly, Eli, with the way things are going, indie is the future. It's going to get to a point where indie we might start talking about those more than we talk about Marvel and DC.
Yeah, because you ain't going to see this shit with the language
Marvel
that was
and
being
DC
used.
will never. That's the thing. All these guys used to work for Marvel and DC, and they pretty much said they can't make this book for Marvel and DC.
Oh hell no! All the language that they were using, hell no.
Oh hell no, no. Or even just the concept,
or even some of those covers. The covers, that one great cover.
Man, I wish I could pull those covers up, man.
That one was great with the. I'll try to see if I can find it. The one with where it said like slave, Negro, colored thug or something, and had every generation.
Or even this one. Look at that one, man.
Yeah.
The covers were amazing. Like even if you just walking past this book, that's the thing. Imagine you was in Walmart and just saw that. You're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
That's the thing. I want everybody to go out. Don't wait for Netflix to license this thing and like that. Go out and read the book, man. Come on, look at this shit. Look at this shit right here.
Yeah, that was a great cover.
That was amazing. Like I almost made that the banner of the story right there.
That's such a great image. And even this one with the American flag and the guy behind bars and stuff.
Yeah, with his knuckles stay woke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that other one. Let's see.
The one with the Donkey Kong?
Trump. That's what that's saying. Okay, so you got the black dude who is Kareem. You see Kareem dodging the cops, dodging the KKK, dodging the judge, doing bullshit. And at the top of it, everything is Trump. Like I said, it's 2016. So Trump was just running. He wasn't even president yet.
Yeah, but but Theodore Mann represents that privileged,
right,
wealthy,
corporate,
corporate wealth, privilege,
right.
So,
trying to maintain the status quo, right.
Yeah.
So a lot of, or even just how the corporation is just trying to, use blacks. Not only were they trying to, put them on the same team as them, but also trying to find a way. It's the same thing they're saying to Get Out. Well, I don't know if the same thing Get Out, but take the powers that they have and co-opt for themselves. You can call it a corporation if you want to.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff that was going on with this book, man. I really wish. This is why we need to get people to read comics, Eli. You can't Hollywood. Even if Hollywood does touch this or Netflix, it's going to be watered down. It won't be the same way it will be before because they're going to try to market to a market demographic. Some Hollywood is going to say, "Oh, well, you can't do that."
Yeah.
This they just do it the way they want to do it, and they don't care where you stop them or not because it was crowdfunded. This is what the crowd wants. They wrote this book how the crowdfunded wanted them to write it. So I don't know. It's awesome book. I'm glad this book exists. This is why we review comics because Eli, we are comic book reviewers that will review comic books that other comic reviewers won't review.
Yeah, I've
never seen any comic reviewer talk about this book, and you never will. So that's kind of the reason why we do what we do, Can we read this comment? Okay, I'm gonna let you read it. What we got?
Okay, Bat City stuff. He's saying, I was thinking about who they should cast in the Batman sequel. It would be good casting if Jeff Goldblum played Man-Bat and Sterling K. Brown played Harvey Dent.
I don't hate that idea. I don't hate that idea.
And he's got another comment.
Okay, I'm gonna let you read that one too. Okay, what we got here?
Commissioner Gordon is black in the Batman. In my opinion, it makes more inspiring as a character because in the comics he comes from the bad part of town and grows up to be the police chief. I don't mind.
I mean, honestly, I feel like Commissioner Gordon's role race isn't that important. Like I made this whole post about how Batman has to be white, but Commissioner, on the other hand, white, black, whatever. Hell, the Commissioner before him was black. Globe wasn't black in the comics, but he's black in the Nolan universe. So.
Oh yeah. That's right. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so it's whatever. I mean, it I don't say he has to be this, has to be that, like, because he is going to be black in the Robert Pattinson movie. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. They got an awesome actor. It's not like they just got Flavor Flav to play him, you know. So I'm pretty sure
Flavor Flav as Gordon.
I'd watch it, you know. Just saying. Oh man. Anything else we got to talk about this? Or?
No. I mean, I think we got it. We got it.
Yeah. I feel like we missed something, but we'll come out like that. Look, like I said, the comic industry is so much on a bubble right now. We don't know what we're going to do even tomorrow. We're just going to just play this by ear, just go day by day and see what's going to go right now. Hopefully,
Isn't that Joker book coming out next week, or is it the week after or something?
Well, now we don't know because everybody's like, fuck DC. So we don't know what the fuck's going to happen, you know. Maybe, you know.
But I dug this because I was talking about let's do Batman 44, that one Superman comic, and you know that's just, you know, that's Scott Snyder making a statement, and this was you know, writers a black perspective, which I appreciated. You know,
and I think that's what we need to do. Not saying that Snyder can't write a good story; he can.
Yeah, and it was a great story, but I you know, this was more refreshing to, you know, to get that point of view.
Okay. Oh, we got another one. Oh, appreciate your comments, guy. Appreciate your comments. What we see right there?
Bill Hader as the Joker.
I don't hate that idea.
He can do it.
Hader can act his ass off. He's a funny dude, but he can act his ass off.
Yeah.
So I can definitely see him playing the Joker, you know. Oh yeah, if you listen this long, definitely like, share, subscribe. Rest in peace to Comic Cast.
Oh, you know? Yeah. What the hell, man?
Yeah, I hit up Boogie. I would say, you know, end of an era. Boogie basically said, I'm passing the torch, you guys run with it. You know. So
all right. Yeah. They were almost like the 200 episodes. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, they was at the 198. They were advertising for 199, and the very next day he's like, "We're done."
What the hell, man? Well,
hey, life comes at you fast.
Hey, shout out to Boogie. Shout out to Comic Cast.
Shout out to Boogie, Adam Wade Adams, Comic Explain, aka David. You know.
Oh yeah, Gomer,
all those guys. Lawson. Yeah. I don't remember Lawson, but okay. Shout out to those guys. Shit, who's left? Oh. Shout out to Geek's Ass. Y'all ain't going nowhere, are you?
Yeah, we just did. We did a spur of the moment one the other night. So
cool. Okay, so y'all still kicking. Okay, because I need something to listen to now. I'm just like, well, fuck, what the fuck I'm gonna listen to now? Eli, you need more podcasts so I can have something to fill in for Comic Cast. Shout out to Get Valiant. Get Valiant has finally reviewed Bloodshot.
Finally,
after fucking 5 months, like. That's all you do is review Valiant shit. You got a movie coming out. Review this shit. They finally did it. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm definitely gonna. Now Valiant is gonna fill in the void of Comic Cast. So what else we got? Hoodoo TV, Wrestling Council. Boogie is still doing Wrestling Council. That is still a thing. So he's gone but not forgotten, I guess. I think that's it. I think that's all the podcast we got. It may be more, but you know, whatever. If you like this podcast, definitely put it out there, share it, let it go from there. Next week, we're going to come back with something different. We don't know what the hell we're going to do. We will talk about it and kind of go from there, you know, brainstorm and just see what happens. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
And we'll talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel.
Not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog maws confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by the Schaefer Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia. The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal. The revolution will not get rid of the nubs. The revolution will not make you look 5 pounds thinner because the revolution will not be televised, brother. There will be no pictures of you and Willie Mae pushing that shopping cart down the block on the dead run or trying to slide that color TV into a stolen ambulance. NBC will not be able to predict the winner at 8:32 on report from 29 districts. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of Whitney Young being run out of Harlem on a rail with a brand new process. There will be no slow motion or still life of Roy Wilkins strolling through Watts in a red, black, and green liberation jumpsuit that he has been saving for just the proper occasion. Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction will no longer be so damn relevant, and women will not care if Dick finally got down with Jane on Search for Tomorrow, because black people will be in the street looking for a brighter day. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no highlights on the 11 o'clock news and no pictures of Harry armed women liberationists and Jackie Onassis blowing her nose. The theme song will not be written by Jim Webb or Francis Scott Keys, nor sung by Glenn Campbell, Tom Jones, Johnny Cash, Engelbert Humperdinck, or The Rare Earth. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be right back after a message about a white tornado, white lightning, or white people. You will not have to worry about a dove in your bedroom, the tiger in your tank, or the giant in your toilet bowl. The revolution will not go better with coke. The revolution will not fight germs that may cause bad breath. The revolution will put you in the driver's seat. The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised. The revolution will be no rerun, brothers. The revolution will be live.